Hello guys, welcome back to another video, and in this one we will be checking out the upgraded £26 mesh build from the previous video. The monitor which came with the PC has now been sold for a handsome £20, making our net spend £6. Our main aim in this video is to make the computer look better and upgrade the components for a decent gaming experience. To complete this task, the cameraman decided it would be best to remove the door on the front panel and also remove the hard drive cage which was making the front fan redundant. Over here, as you can see, the complete front panel detached from the PC and the cameraman screwing off the door. The door finally detaches and we are left with a very dusty front panel which will be the front of the case. On the front of the case is a reset switch, power on and off button and a dust filter. The cameraman finally finishes off with the front panel by giving it a good old scrub with alcohol wipes. To remove the hard drive cage, the cameraman had to take all the components out of the computer to ensure nothing gets damaged, and also upgrade the GPU and CPU, which we will talk about later. He starts off by disconnecting the SATA cable and power cable for the hard drive. He removes the hard drive, then moves on to removing all the motherboard connections. He follows this up by unscrewing the GPU and pulling it out. Finally, he was able to take out the motherboard and power supply. With all the components out of the case and safely stored away, the cameraman was able to move on to removing the hard drive cage. With the front panel removed from the case, he starts off by making a few holes and screwing out from the corresponding holes which match up with the hard drive cage from the case. He also does this from the bottom of the case and the side panel. Finally, after digging away, the hard drive cage breaks loose and we have much better airflow as the front fan is free. As you can see, the case is in much better shape after the cameraman's modding. The parts we upgraded to make the PC a decent gaming experience were the CPU and GPU. The previous CPU was a Core 2 Duo E6600, which we changed to a Q6600, which ran at 2.40 GHz and packed 4 cores and 4 threads. We bought this CPU off AliExpress for £5. The new GPU was AMD's R7 360, which was lying around but cost £50 at the time of purchase. Note, prices may fluctuate over time. With the PC upgraded, it was time to see how it performed in Cinebench, Fortnite, GTA 5, Dirt 3 and CSGO. First up, we tested GTA 5 with the resolution set at 1920 by 1080p on the very high graphical presets and MSAA off, which the game defaulted to. We saw an average FPS of 36, a minimum of 25 and a maximum of 40 FPS. The 1% low was 26 FPS and the 0.1% was 17 FPS. Remember, for a 60 FPS experience, you could always lower the graphical settings. Next was CSGO at 1920 by 1080p, again on the very high settings. We saw a minimum FPS of 63, maximum FPS of 81 and an average FPS of 73. The 0.1% average came out at 24 and the 1% low was 55 FPS. Dirt 3 next at 1920 by 1080p at the medium settings. The average FPS was 67, minimum 63 FPS and maximum 71. 0.1% figures at 31 FPS and 1% low at 57 FPS. The final game on our list was the popular Fortnite, with the resolution set at 1920 by 1080p and the graphical settings at low. We saw a minimum FPS of 48, maximum of 60 and an average of 55. The 0.1% low of 38 FPS and 1% low of 42 FPS indicates a very good gaming experience. Finally, we ran Cinebench to test the CPU and we came out with a score of 241 CB, beating the i5 3370U, which scored 214. Not a very good score, but expected from a nearly 11-year-old CPU. To conclude, upgrading this PC meant for a great gaming experience. The great thing about this build was the insane budget it was completed with. Anyone on a tight budget who wants to get into PC gaming, I would recommend for them to do it the way we did. Anyway guys, hope you enjoyed this video. Please make sure to subscribe, like and share with your friends. Leave a comment on what you would like us to do on this channel and I will make sure to reply to all of your comments. Till the next video, hope you have a great time and I'll see you in the next one.